What's going on, guys? Danny from Slow Restoration, and we are in the Yukon, and we discovered our first problem. Check engine light just popped on, so we have a couple things to discuss. Let's get this back home. We'll check, plug in, get the code, see what that engine light is. It's still running fine. Everything seems to be working absolutely fine. It actually drives nice, rides nice. For a stock Yukon, it's about everything you would expect. So let's get this home. We'll plug our scanner in, see what those codes say, go from there. We've actually got a lot of comments on the Yukon. People kind of wondering how it is to drive a Quadrasteer. Like I said, they are kind of rare, so not a lot of people have driven them. But it is a little odd as we go around this corner up here. As you turn it, I mean, it takes very little steering input, first of all, but you can actually kind of feel that back end move right around. It's not like out of control feeling at all. It's definitely not out of control. It's more of just a faster, it's like you're driving something much smaller. So again, you can lock that out. Here's the controls. So right now we have it in 4-wheel steer. You can put it in 2-wheel steer and or 4-wheel trailering steering mode, which I have not honestly even tried out. So very impressed with this so far. What's absolutely amazing is the turning radius on this. This is a big vehicle. It's a Yukon XL. So the wheelbase, the overall length of it is shorter than my truck, but the wheelbase is probably as long, or close to my extended cab short bed truck, and this thing will literally turn circles around my GMC, my big truck. Of course, it's lifted and it's 2-wheel steer, so that only makes sense. But this is very and like getting in and out parking spots, you do kind of have to pay more attention because it turns so fast and the back end comes around faster than normal. But I mean, it's not like it's scary to drive or anything like that. It feels very controlled and very deliberate movements, and it's consistent. So definitely a different feeling when you drive it, but it doesn't take very long. A couple corners, a couple parking spots, and you're right in the groove of things. One of the funny things about getting a new vehicle, driving around, I've been driving around, I see some of my neighbors, some people I know, and you wave to them and they have no idea who you are. But they'll get used to it. Here's a good for instance. We're gonna pull up to my driveway and we almost go past it, and we can still easily, very easily, I didn't even have the steering cut all the way, and we turn right in. It's almost a 90-degree steering. It's very crazy. There's Steve's cab we need to get rid of today, and we need to also, as you can see it over there, we need to talk about the Bronco, because unfortunately it is broke already. But now for the Bronco. Jump inside here, and I'm sure it's gonna do it. I always forget on a Ford, the older Ford have 2 keys, a round and a square key, and one is for the ignition. Yep, so it's a square for the ignition. Take it out of gear here, and I'm sure it's gonna do it. Oh, we got a dead battery too. That was unexpected. So I can't show you what is broken, but unfortunately the new starter we put on, the starter itself is still good. I knew the flywheel wasn't in very good shape when I put the starter on, so unfortunately the starter is done, or the flywheel is done. There's a spot in it, you shut it off, and sure enough, it's pretty much every time you shut it off and you go to hit the key, and it just grinds. If you nudge the motor a little bit or bump it, it'll catch, but it sounds absolutely horrible. So we did order in a new flywheel for it. It is actually it's in the garage. We just need time to get this in the garage, and I really hate to, but we're gonna have to pull it apart and put a flywheel in it. So it is what it is. The worst thing possible in this situation is to get stuck in a big mud hole or down, you know, in a trail somewhere where no one can get to you, and it stall and you not be able to start it. So it definitely needs to start under its own power. It's been sitting for a little while, so I guess that's why the battery, I probably should have just unhooked the battery, but anyway, we'll get the battery charged up, and as soon as we get some room on the lift, we'll get this thing pushed in, start it up, pushed in, get the flywheel changed, and we'll have some fun with this. In other Bronco news, we did get our first sticker for it, YouTube sticker, and no surprise here, it is one of Steve's. So we got a Send It Steve sticker to put on there. We'll get a spot cleaned off, probably right down here. I'll get my cleaner, excuse me, clean that spot off and get that sticker put on there. Again, if you have a YouTube channel and you want your sticker on the Bronco, just send me a sticker and give the Bronco a shout out on the channel, or just mention it. Send me a sticker, mention the Bronco, and we'll be good to go. Yukon, now it's time to see what that engine light was all about. We got our scan tool hooked up here. We'll run through the procedure. We have one code. Read codes, store codes. Ignition coil H primary secondary circuit. Sounds like we may have a bad coil. See if we got any pending codes. No pending. So it's a P0358. I'm gonna go ahead and clear it because this thing did have a dead battery and he put a new battery in it right before I picked it up, so it could have been a fluke. Obviously if it's a problem, it's going to kick right back on, so we're going to go ahead and erase it. Race done. Fire it up. Light is off. We're good to go for now, so we'll drive it a little bit longer and see if that light comes back on. And if it is, we'll put a coil on it. No big deal. Up there?
I don't like ladders. I'm afraid of heights for sure.
Steve's getting a thumbnail to go over to his channel to even see what he's shooting, but it's pretty. It's a pretty big jump on the Bruce.
Definitely.
I really want to shake that ladder right now.
I will shoot you.